Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Inside. Today we are looking at the Knights of the Dinner Table hack card game, Tomb of Vectra. These were put out in, I want to say 2001? Yeah, 2001. Eden Studios put these out in association with Kenzer Incorporation. Or company, whatever. Kenzer. Knights of the Dinner Table's been running in various forms since the early 90s. I don't even know if it's still around. They had their own comic book for a while, and I stopped reading it because it got expensive. But each of these contains 55 cards in a rule book. You will need 2 decks. You'll need at least 1 player deck and a Game Master deck. It's for 1d4 plus 1 players, so 2 to 5. And you'll need a 6-sided die to play. But yeah, this is the El Ravager deck, and yeah, basically it simulates a role-playing session where one person plays the Game Master and the other plays the player characters from the comic strip. So let's open this up and see what we've got inside of here. Now it's interesting that in the cases, if you bought an entire box of these, like somebody may have, you'll get 2 of each deck. But since you need a yeah, each of these boxes only has 2 of each deck. So if everybody needs a Game Master deck, you better hope your shop ordered more than 1 pack if somebody came along and bought one. So that would be very, very annoying to me as a poor person trying to buy these. I'd be super annoyed if I had to buy them one by one and somebody came along and bought one of the 2 GM decks and I didn't have a full deck yet. Alright, so the cards are not sealed. That's annoying. And already I'm annoyed. Okay, here's the back of the cards. The rulebook is a folded piece of paper, which is incredibly lazy, Eden Studios. Incredibly lazy. Make a little booklet with a staple. Staples are not that damn expensive. Alright, so doesn't really tell you too much. Alright, the rules start up here on this side, and they go down into columns. And it's got like the little layout. And then on the other side we've got more rules, and then it's got annotations for the cards, the anatomy of a card, and it goes on like that. So the rule book is really just a rule fold out, and I hate these things because they're a giant pain in the butt. They usually get rips along the creases, especially if you have to read it several times or you're arguing over a stupid rule with a moron. So, which happens to me quite a bit. So let's see what we've got here. Alright, here's our El Ravager card. Then we've got a big ass sword. We've got a healing salve. And you'll note that the image of, I think that's Dave, down in the corner, the character. So you'll know what cards go to what deck because their picture is there. Then we've got a Sword of Infinite Sharpness. We have a generic looking figure card. El Ravager, Thorina, Teflon Billy is the wizard, and Knuckles the thief is the one with the crossbow. Then we've got the Pummel Stone of Vladimir. Legendary Hand of Vectra. And of course they're making fun of the Dungeons & Dragons character that's a parody of Vecna, who had a hand and eyeball and would possess other people, that sort of thing. And it's a parody of that they turned into a card game for some reason. Ring of Suggestion. Hackmaster plus 12. Trained Monkey. +4 Dagger of Hindsight. a common orc, a gazebo. I remember that strip. That was actually really funny. An owl bear. A dragon lord. Flat-footed ogre. A birch rock. A gibbering orc lord. A leech guard. A beggar. Will carry encumbrance plus 10% for food. A barkeep. Brutus the blacksmith. Meanie the gnome. Eenie the gnome. My phone going off. Rune inscribed door. Teleport trap. Spiked pit number 3. Trapped belt buckle. Runes of skin disintegration. Berserker status rule number 8. Luck points rule 9. Torture charts rule 9. You may use your combat stat with modifiers against NPCs. Mixed systems rule 8. No tapbacks rule 9. Hackmaster Academy rule 9. Circle of the sequestered magics rule 9. Yeah. Geographically confused event. Rules addendum event. A pathetic bitter group of gamers event. Poltergeist roll event. But I call dibs event. Nose ring of viscid globs event. Is that every nose ring? Poof event. Bob's dad event. And then we have a treasure room. As an action, roll d6 on a 5 or 6. Take any item from another player. We've got an empty room. The Warriors of Crane may be played here, ignoring the limit of 1 encounter per movement. We've got an entrance. An exit. Another exit. A corridor. Another corridor. Different art. Watery corridor, another corridor, more water, a teleport chamber, and lastly, inner chamber of Vectra. Alright, so the card art really does fit the art in the comic strip. It is by some different people though. But overall, the card quality is really nice actually, considering these are what, 17 years old, 16 years old now. Pretty impressive that they've held up so well. So I don't think Eden Studios did a whole lot of cards, to my memory, but yeah, these are pretty nice. Pretty impressed with it. Overall, decent looking game, looks pretty simple and straightforward. I don't think they would make it intentionally complicated, but you never know. But that is what is inside the El Ravager deck for Knights of the Dinner Table hack card game, Tomb of Vectra. I don't know how much of that's going to fit in the title section because that's a lot of words and there is a limit. But it is a nice little deck, 55 cards in a rule book. But you do need the Game Master deck in order to play. We are going to go through all the decks because I did buy a box. So you're going to need this to play any of the other decks, because without the Game Master deck, it's all worthless. And that'll probably be the last one we look at, honestly, because it's on the bottom of the stack. But there's also Thorina, that's the girl, I forget her name. Then there's Teflon Billy, and the Knuckles the Thief deck. So we'll look at those in the coming weeks, probably alternate between another series. If you haven't noticed that already. so that, you know, it doesn't get stale and boring and you go a month without seeing something new. But that will do it for this episode. As always, thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel, and we hope to see you on the next episode of What's Inside.